Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
St. James man shot dead, brother escape on foot during confrontation with police. One man is dead and another remains at large, following a pre-dawn joint police military operation in Shawcastle, St. James on Tuesday. The body has been identified as Alden Ferguson, otherwise Cartottle. The initial target of the operation was Mario Ferguson, who is a person of interest in the case of murder and shooting with intent. Reports are that when lawmen arrived at the premises in the community, Alden Ferguson emerged with a firearm. Despite the police call to surrender, he opened fire on the officers, who returned fire, resulting in Alden's death. Mario Ferguson, also known as JT, appeared from under the house and also began firing at the officers. However, he managed to escape, the police stated. The St. James police have called for Mario Ferguson to turn himself into the nearest police station immediately. At the same time, investigators are appealing to anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of Mario Ferguson to come forward. The public is being reminded that they can contact police emergency at 119, the Crime Stop hotline at 311, and the NIB tip line at 811 or the nearest police station. Child found abandoned at school in Kingston. The Halfway Tree police are seeking the public's assistance to locate the parents or guardians of a girl who was allegedly left abandoned at her school on Spanish Town Road in Kingston on Tuesday. The girl gave her name as Amelia Nels of a Spanish Town Road address. She is believed to be about 4 years old. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of her parent or guardian of this child is being asked to contact the Halfway Tree police at 876-926-8184, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Bar operators in St. James irritated over increase in robberies. Bar operators in southern St. Elizabeth are complaining that they are under siege from robberies and the police have failed to protect them. One business operator told reporters that the latest string of incidents occurred between Sunday and Monday, where 2 bars were hit, presumably by the same robbers. The robber victims went on to lament the inaction of the police, though a report was made and the robber left evidence behind. Them robbed my bar at 9:02 p.m. on Sunday. Then them robbed another bar run a flanker man at 9:30 the following day. I went to the Junction police station and I made a report, and all know the police them no condone no forensic or nothing. And the man them strike again. One of the robbers them left him horse key behind and the police them not take no action. One bar operator who spoke on the condition of not being named stated. The robbers have been hitting bar establishments along the south coast of St. Elizabeth in areas such as Southfield, Flaggerman, Bull Savannah, Alligator Pond Lane, Downs, New Forest, Sea Air, Malvern, and Belvini. Most robberies don't even get reported because they lost confidence in the police force. People are afraid to come out because this is going on. The recent robberies carried out by one set of men because all the way them do it, the bartender added. They took out their guns and point the gun and say, "We no come to kill nobody, we're just hungry," and then put out all the customers pan them belly in the dirt. Then use a crowbar and tear off the bill acceptance part of the box and left with the money. Same thing happened at the next bar them, he disclosed. The incensed bar operator suggested that the police are either afraid to take on the robbers or they are working with the criminals. What may I pay my tax dollars for if the police can't preserve and protect, he asked. Official statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force shows that there has been 8.6% uptick in the number of robberies in St. Elizabeth when compared to the corresponding period last year. There had been 38 robberies committed in the parish compared to 35 last year. Break-ins have also jumped by 43%, with 79 break-ins compared to 55 last year.
We're seeing an uptick in robberies. And in this quiet parish of St. Elizabeth, we have men driving around with high-powered rifles. We've had 3 robberies in the last week or so, with 3 men with rifles and another with handgun robbing business establishments at nights. And so we want us citizens to get involved and to share any information that you have that can help us. The first couple of days in the parish, we used the Jamaica Eye cameras to assist us in the recovery of a motor car that was stolen hours earlier in the Clarendon Division. We're already watching our major towns, Black River, Santa Cruz, and other areas. And in very short order, I'm sure the justices in this area will be very pleased. The junction space will be outfitted with an additional 50 cameras to help us to monitor that area.
Montague says Integrity Commission planning to raid his house. Former Minister of National Security Robert Montague has charged that the Integrity Commission is planning to raid his house. Montague made the charge in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, where he also accused the anti-corruption body of trying to shut him up. They are hell-bent on destroying me. He asserted that there is a witch hunt out on me. Of the planned raid, Robert said, "I have no problem nor objection. A person from a media house has asked around where I live because you're coming to cover a raid at my house. If the planned raid is a fact, that is an abuse or misuse of power." Robert had also had a long-standing dispute with the commission since he cited for issue of gun license of persons of questionable character when he was security minister. He has used the cover of parliament to accuse the commission of bias and victimism. When they cannot lawfully destroy you, they abuse the awesome power that they have. The Integrity Commission is abusing its power, he claimed. He argued that any reasonable person would expect that having made an annual return in 2018 and a request was not made for additional information, and you made a run in 2019, in 2020 and in 2021, it is reasonable to ask 4 years later in 2022. Said Robert, "No matter what I supply them, the die is cast. I publicly criticize them, then I will be taught a lesson. They are going to continue asking for information and then of course charge me just before or as an election is called. You mark my word, record it and let's see." Robert charged that the commission is about criticism, and if you criticize, they come after you. He also charged that the commission has been weaponized. "This is spiteful, vindictive, and abusive, but I will endure to satisfy them as is required," he declared. And he also claimed that he's been unfairly treated. "I have been treated with bias, malice, and contempt," and he said further while revisiting in an old grievance. The Integrity Commission did an investigation into the issuance of firearms license and review done by ministers of national security between 2012 and 2018. They could not find one instance where I broke the law. They could not find any abuse of power. They could not find any action resulting from bribery or fraud, and they could not even name me in the final recommendations. They made no recommendations for any action against me. They made no recommendation for me to be referred to or any other investigative body or agency. Significantly, the Integrity Commission could not get a ruling against me from their own Director of Corruption Prosecution.
They are trying to scare me. They are trying to shut me up, and they are hell-bent on destroying me. Madam Speaker, it seems as if there is a witch hunt out on me. I understand that they are planning, Madam Speaker, to raid my house. I have no problem or objection. Madam Speaker, a person from a media house has asked around in my community exactly where I live because they are coming to cover a raid by the Commission at my house. If this planned raid is a fact, is this an abuse or a misuse of power? Luckily, Madam Speaker, my mother taught me to pray, and my constituents. They taught me never to tell my God how big my problems are, rather to tell my problems how big my God is. The Integrity Commission is abusing its powers. Madam Speaker, no matter what I supply them, the die is cast. I publicly criticize them, then I must be taught a lesson. They are going to continue asking for information, and then of course charge me just before or close to an election. That's my opinion. They are above criticism. If you criticize, they will come after you.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell